Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is October 29, 2023, and in this video I wanted to make a quick news update from USCIS because in October we had actually quite a lot of news that came out from USCIS, so I will go over some of them. In this video some of the news are pretty good, so at least we can rejoice at some news, because we haven't seen anything good coming out from the Department of State with their visa bulletin. It's been kind of upsetting, so at least something good from USCIS. As always, before beginning this video, I'm gonna mention, as I mentioned in every video on this channel, I am not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. All the information provided in this video on this channel are directly from official government sources, and in this case it's USCIS. So the very first we're gonna go as a descending on the date. The very first one, the most recent one, is from October 27, that just 2 days ago they came out, is that certain renewal applicants for employment authorization will be receiving automatic 180-day extension, which is fantastic news because I've been getting actually quite a lot of questions on this channel, and that's what happens if you're submitting your application for the employment authorization document and it is not reviewed on time, which is a lot of times is the case. If you check the processing times for the employment authorization document applications, I-765, it does take quite a long time to be reviewed. So it is really good to know that you do in some situations get that 180-day extension. So I'm going to read a part of it and then we will move on to the next use. So certain renewal applicants who have filed Form I-765 application for employment authorization document qualify for an automatic extension of their expiring employment authorization and or employment authorization document EADs while their renewal application is pending. Starting today, which is October 27, those who are eligible will receive 180-day extension in accordance with existing regulations, including those who have applied for or have received temporary protected status or asylum, which is fantastic news. In May 2022, however, USCIS announced a temporary final rule, TFR, that increased the automatic extension period for EAD available to certain EAD renewal applicants from up to 180 days to up to 540 days, over a year. Today's change is not retroactive. All previous up to 540-day automatic extensions will remain in place. Okay, so briefly kind of explain that situation there, is that it happened before. There was an extension that was done before, and it was longer extension actually for 540 days. So that one is still in place. If you are a part of that 540-day extension, it means that it is still valid for you. Keep that in mind. But if you are, if you just recently submitted an application for employment authorization document, a renewal, and you're still waiting and your current EAD is expiring, well, you do qualify for that 180-day extension, which is applied automatically, which is actually the same thing that happened recently for a green card renewal. They give you a validity after it expires because you have a pending renewal application. Now, whenever things like this happen, usually with USCIS, it is an indication that the processing times are increasing because the number of applications is increasing, and that's why they usually do extensions like this, which is, it does accommodate people, if you obviously, in the situation where your document is expiring, it is still valid because you do have the extension, but overall it's really not a good look because it means that processing times are increasing and the amount of applications increasing. Okay, so moving further to the next news release that came out again October 27, 2023, is that there were some filing location change for H2A, H2B, CNMI related Form I-129 petitions, Form I-129CW petitions, and CNMI related Form I-539 applications. So this is CNMI related though, I-539, that's a change of status. So in case if you are, in case if you're working on right now filing, for H2A or any kind of I-539 change of status, any kind of employment related stuff, make sure to pay attention to the filing locations and make sure that you are sending to the correct in beginning November 1st 2023, which is in 10 days, 11 days, all H2A, H2B, CNMI related Form I-129 petitions, Form I-129 CW petitions, and the CNMI related I-539 applications must be filed directly at the Texas Service Center. So make sure you're filing it to correct locations. Okay, moving further to the October 2023, USCIS extends parolee by 22 years for certain Afghan nationals under age 14. So keep that in mind. Good news, definitely for Afghan nationals. USCIS updates, October 26th, USCIS updates guidance on EB5 Regional Center Program. So if you're in employment-based immigrant visa category, make sure to check it out. So you're aware of what's going on there. October 24, USCIS issues policy guidance regarding the 2-year foreign residence requirement for the J, non-immigrant classification. So again, if you're in J, non-immigrant, this is something for you to look at. You might want to check it out, make sure that you are up to date. October 20, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, issues proposed rule to modernize the H-1B Specialty Occupation Worker Program. Now, whenever we talk about modernization, a lot of times when DHS comes out with the idea to modernize something, a lot of times it involves a more streamlined application process, online application process, easier. So yeah, if that works out, of course, that would be a lot better, a lot easier. So that's definitely good news. Moving further, again, October 20, USCIS clarifies policy on L1 petitions. So U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has issued policy guidance in the USCIS policy manual, clarifying that a sole proprietorship may not file a petition on behalf of its owner because the sole proprietorship does not exist as a distinct legal entity separate and apart from the owner. So they had to clarify it, which means that people have been filing it incorrectly. So now there is a clarification for that. Okay, moving further to October 18, 2023, DHS announces family reunification parolee process for Ecuador. So if you're an Ecuador national, that's definitely some good news because now you can start a family reunification process based on the parolee status that you have received being an Ecuador national. Definitely great news. There was some tool outage as usual on October 18. October 13, USCIS reaches H2B cap for first half of fiscal year 2024, which is not such great news for anyone who's dealing with the employment-based stuff. We are not even in 2024 yet, and for fiscal year 2024, first half of fiscal 2024, that is, which does start early. It starts in October, I believe, 2023, but we just started, and it's already the first half already. Petitions reached the congressionally mandated cap on H2B. Yeah, so they do reach that cap pretty quickly. You would think that Congress would look into that and say, you know what, we need to increase that cap, but no, not happening, not yet. Okay, October 13, 2023, USCIS issues new instructions for filing asylum applications with USCIS after EOIR dismissal or termination of removal proceedings. Okay, so that means that if you are dealing with the asylum applications right now, you definitely want to look into it. So, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is issuing new instructions for asylum applications submitted by individuals whose removal proceedings were dismissed or terminated by the Executive Office of Immigration Review, EOIR. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that if you have been in removal proceedings, in deportation proceedings, and you had a court hearing, and you went for the court hearing, and your removal proceedings have been terminated or dismissed, now you are kind of in that limbo. You're not in the removal proceedings, but at the same time, you need to do, something. Like, what are you doing? And here where comes into play. If you decide to file an asylum, if you think this is the right time to file an asylum application for you, you will be dealing with this. So effective October 16, 2023, if EOIR dismissed or terminated your removal proceedings and you choose to pursue a claim for asylum, you must submit a current version of Form I-589 application for asylum or withholding of removal to the USCIS lockbox that has jurisdiction over your place of residence. If you had a pending asylum application when EOIR dismissed or terminated your removal proceedings, you should include in your submission any additional or updated information regarding your claim for asylum. Okay, so if you are dealing with asylum, I would say definitely go through this article right here. The link for this news in the description below, but I would highly recommend, because you see they are recommending to submit a proof that demonstrates that EOR dismissed or terminated your removal proceedings. Okay, before they wouldn't ask something like this, but now they do ask for a dismissed or terminated removal proceedings by EOIR. So that would be EOIR order of dismissal or termination, and that you had a Form I-589 pending with EOIR when your removal proceedings were dismissed or terminated. Okay, so definitely look into that. Okay, so USCIS, October 12th, USCIS launches new online change of address tool. So if you had a problem with AR11 before filing it online, now it is updated. So hopefully, you before, I don't know how it is now. I haven't dealt with it for quite some time now, but before you didn't have to create an online account in order to change your address. I'm not sure if it is required. If it is required and you dealt with the online address update with USCIS, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it, because a lot of people, they ask a question like this if you do need to create an online account in order to change the address. Okay, October 11, USCIS provides additional guidance for EB5, required investment time frame, and investor associated with terminated regional centers. Okay, October 6, 2023, Secretary Mayorkas announces extension and redesignation of Cameroon for temporary protected status. So if you're a national of Cameroon, there you go. Some updates for TPS for you. So take a look into that. So this is it for the October. So far, we're not done with October. It's October 29th today. So we might get, something that can come out tomorrow. We will see. If it does, I will make a separate video, but this is so far everything for October from USCIS. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions regarding any of this, let me know in the comments below. On this channel, if you're not subscribed, if you've never been on this channel, I try to do, at least twice a week, go through all of the questions in the comments and answer them in a Q&A video. So if you do have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll try to get to it. So thank you very much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you all in the next video.